Welcome back to iHeart Crypto. So, what do we got going on the charts tonight? Let's check out what we got going on Bitcoin over here on the daily. Let's start on the daily. All right. So, we had a high of the day up to about 24,900. We had that marked off as the high. It hit it. So now the question is do we come up more or do we come back down? So, I got this box up here. Let's turn on Trader's Reality. And, one thing is on the daily, you have this daily vector candle. Now, what do we know about the vectors is that they can come up and take half or they can come up and take the whole thing. The whole thing is sitting at 26,500. So you also have this wick here. Which could act as a major point of resistance, or of course you just have this huge gap right here and you can pump up to about 28,755. Okay, so there's an option for you. However, coming back to the daily, all right, I mean, if I'm looking at this daily candle, I mean, this is a pretty ugly daily candle. You just had this huge wick, just massive sell-off on the day, and now you have this daily vector candle here that you might be wanting to come back down and take. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, because you really didn't take much of this vector candle here. Now let's go to the shorter time frames. Let's go to the 12-hour, for example. All right, you didn't take anything from this vector candle here, so 23.5 I think is something that we should be looking out for. All right, you took it on the 4-hour though. I mean, that's fairly fine. So but there are some things here in the charts that are a little concerning. All right, so on the daily, on Market Cipher, you got these gapped RSIs. All right, money flows crossed over into the green now. On the daily, this thing could just roll back over and come back down. I mean, that's another thing. One thing that's keeping me bearish is that let's go to the BLX chart on the money flow on the weekly. All right, so let's just go back in time here. All right, here's your prior bear markets. All right, money flow back here, all right, is a negative 30.226. Money flow from 2018, negative 36.62. All right, here, negative 17. I mean, does that make sense? Your momentum waves on the daily here. All right, I guess you could make an argument that you came back down the same as this bear market back here, but you didn't make nearly as low of a low in your momentum wave as you did here. Now, you come back to this bear market for your momentum waves. All right, you had this first momentum wave and then you had a second momentum wave, all right, that came back down. All right, but see how this momentum wave came up? This one didn't really come up really on your daily. All right, also what happened with your RSIs here? So I mean, your RSIs were pretty gapped here, but things were different back then, so that's just another thing. Also, I mean, you could print a third momentum wave that comes down even deeper here. You can make maybe some uneven butt cheeks, if you will, and kind of come back down and make some divergence in your weekly on your momentum waves here. So you could have something that goes like this, where you kind of come back down, right, and make some bullish divergence in your weekly, but your price action goes lower, but your momentum waves come higher, so you can make some bullish divergence there, or you can just come way back down. See, maybe you make two momentum waves here, right? You can make a second lower momentum wave, right? You can come up, and then you can come back down and make another one there, or it would be a higher one, right? So you come back down, make a lower one, come back up, and then make a higher one for your bullish divergence. That could also be another option, but generally speaking, I mean, look, your money flow on your weekly is kind of curving back down. You know, and your VWAP on your weekly, it's curving up. That's a good sign. Let's go to the Binance chart here. Let's see. 16-day, you got a green dot on the 16-day. This thing confirms in a day. All right. So at the end of today, if this thing confirms, we may be looking fairly bullish, which would be a good thing. Right now, Bitcoin is just hovering, going sideways. Let's take off Trader's Reality. All right. ETH kind of doing the same thing, kind of going sideways. Now ETH has a blood diamond on the 1 hour. Except you are in a huge like uptrend here, and I mean there could be a lot like these other blood diamonds. They didn't really play out very much, did they? You know, this one came down a little bit and then you went sideways and then you dipped down. So you can see something like that. This one played out quite a bit. This one kind of played out quite a bit. There was no blood diamond here, but yeah, this one kind of played out quite a bit. So I mean, your first blood diamond on your daily. So, you know, we could see some sideways, or, you know, they could have just done nothing, played out, and you pump from here. That would be another option. But let's take a look at our EMAs here on our 15-minute here on ETH. You did get a yellow X on your 15-minute, but as you can see, that price manipulation. It kind of brought price up. You know, sometimes normally don't see that. But you are in a bullish trend, all right? So we're watching this really closely. It kind of looks like you're starting to roll over. Okay, I mean, look, we're in a short at the moment, so we're hedging our long-term bag with a very large leverage short with very small amount of capital. Let's just say that. But let's just go to the other time frames here on Captain BTC here. Alright, so here you go. You got your daily. Alright, money flow just crossed over. Alright, now will it roll over? I don't know. But 22 hour gives you a little bit of insight on what's going to happen on the daily. This could change. If you get at any point you get a pump, you're good to go. Alright, but right now, money flow is kind of even on the 22 hour and the 18 hour, but you are getting red dots here. You know, not a great sign on Market Cipher. Also, let's check out to see if we have any bearish divergence on Bitcoin on these time frames. So we got higher high, no bearish div right there. Well, let's see. I mean, you could call this bearish divergence, right? So you have higher highs all up in here, and then on Market Cipher you got lower highs right in there. So you got bearish div there. That's not a good sign either. So you're getting the short signal, you're getting the red dot. They don't confirm though for a really long time. All right, now your 4 hour did confirm a bearish divergence. Now that could have just played out already. That could have just been this move down here. It's a possibility. It is a possibility. You could come back down to this trend line. This is an area of interest right here, 23,200. But really, I think 23.5 is the line in the sand here. These 4 hour closures over here, around 23.6. So you don't want to see yourself come down past that. So you'd have to get a pretty big move to the downside today to get fairly bearish at this point in time, right? So I mean, let's see what kind of move you got. You got a 5% move from that point right there. I mean, so you are finding support here, which is a good sign at 23.8. All right, but that breaks. Your next line of support is 23.2. Right, that would be. Let's see here. Just make sure. Yeah, 23.2. So we're gonna mark some of these spots off in the chart. We got this one right here. We got that one marked off already. All right. You got this spot right here. big line of support. Okay. Give me this. Mark it right there. Okay. Your point of control is there, but we're gonna say that you know, anywhere in this general region here. All right. So maybe we'll mark it off with a box as well, just because this would be where your main support is. So you start to lose this box here, you know, you could be in some trouble. You could be in some deep trouble. If you lose that box, you know, and you come down, let's expand this out a little bit. When you come down, all right, past these lows, and you make a lower low here, and you break this trend line here, you're coming all the way down to about $21,000, which I would say is if you come back down to there, you're probably going to come back down and test this line of support here, break that, and you come back down and test the lows, and then you can say you didn't miss the bottom. But as of right now, things are looking sketchy. Things are looking sketchy. Ethereum looking like it wants to move up, though. Ethereum looking like it wants to get another pump up at this moment in time. I mean, another thing that's got me bearish is the 2-day. All right, so you had a yellow. Oh, I'm frozen. Hold on. There we go. All right, so you had a blue diamond reversal pattern here, which marked the top over here on ETH. All right, so that's not a great sign in and of itself. Okay, on your 2-day. You got one here on your 3-day as well. Okay. You didn't get it on your 4-day yet, so that's a good sign on ETH. And ETH has been leading the market, so let's see if you got it on Bitcoin. Yeah, ooh, did you just get it? Well, here's a good point. So you got it on Bitcoin here, right? But after you got it on your 2-day, you did have a little pump up afterwards. So, you know, after that, let's see, you got it on this candle here. You had 2, 4, 6 days after you got it there for your trend reversal, okay, in that bear flag. All right, so if you just got it here, 2, 4, 6, August 15th. All right, just something else to think about. Now, you don't know when these moves are going to come. You really don't. So we go to the DXY and see what it's doing. All right, DXY. What do we got going on the Dixie? For all my Dixie fans out there, people that are in cash, let's see how your position is doing it. So you're chilling on support. You are chilling on support. All right. Your 55 EMA, which we love, you are currently getting rejected from at this moment in time. And that could change it as well. All right. But you are closing above it at this time. I mean, anything can happen. It's weird how it looks different on different time frames. Looking like a very, very indecision at the moment, but it looks like we are getting a move up here. So I would just say be cautious. I mean, I wouldn't want to be buying at this level, that's for sure. All right, so where's my stop loss here? 910. I mean, that's my liquidation. I would lose all my money. I should probably put a stop loss in at some point, right? I'm chilling on 100x leverage without a stop loss, and we're pumping. That's not a good look. All right, you're getting resistance on your 15 EMA on ETH at this moment in time. All right, you can pump up above that though. You have another high volume node here, 1890. I'd say, I mean, it would be smart to have my stop loss around let's say 1900. Yeah, because if you get above, on your 15 minute at least, if you get above this closure here, you know, you're coming back up to here. So, I mean, I should just put it at entry, but here's your line in the sand right here. So let's do 1901. Alright. $19.01. Alright, that's going to be our stop loss. Let's see, what will we lose? Loss of $3, no big deal. Loss of $3, no big deal. Alright, let's see if we get stopped out on our key to the moon. I mean, God, if we dumped all the way, if we made new lows off of this would have been a legendary short. Legendary. But no one's now. I am not that lucky. So, just the fact that I'm some retail pleb who has 100x short in on ETH, right, tells you something, right? So, it's very likely that we do continue the rally, in my opinion, just be based on my own idiotic trading, right? Uni's pumping. Anything else pumping? Let's see what else we got going on here. Uni's pumping. Kadina's pumping. Let's see. Gods Unchained is pumping. So we got some things moving. Let's check Bitcoin dominance. What's Bitcoin dominance up to? Bitcoin dominance is dropping at the moment. I don't know if that's been a good sign or a bad sign, but here's another thing for Bitcoin dominance is that you have now 4 yellow X's on your daily for Bitcoin dominance. And what do we know is that it likes to pump, right, when Bitcoin is going to dump, right? So, I mean, look, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow X's here, W reversal pattern, and boom, to the upside. So, you know, I would be expecting now this could be a Bitcoin rally. That's another thing. Okay. Alright, what else is good here? Now this blood diamond here marked the bottom for ETH. That didn't play out. Probably a lot of people were shorting and they all just got squeezed F out. They all did. This is, you know, if you look at ETH though, you know, at the very least, you've pumped up from here 86%. It's gotta be more than that. Well, from the bottom. I mean, actually, but you know what? I won't even take it from that because I'll take it from here. Because this is where your pump came from, right? Come from here. You're up almost 85%, right? You would think that you're going to get at least a 10 to 20% pullback, you know, but the rally could continue. Let's see how we're doing on our lower term time frames. Going sideways. Going sideways. Let's check the Dixie. Dixie playing on that trend line. I would say that if you see, like, if I see the Dixie break this trend line at any given point, you know, that would be my cue to get out of my short. Yeah. $30-minute. Looks like you want to roll over on your money flow on Bitcoin. Money's coming out on the 45-minute. You just crossed over into the red on your 90-minute. 2 hours pointed up. VWAP is indecision. 3 hours coming out. 4 hour generally coming down where you had your bearish divergence. 6 hour coming out hard. VWAP pointed down on your 8 hour. VWAP pointed down on your 10 hour. And you are looking like you are at like the highs on your 12 hour. Let's look at price action on the 12 hour. So, did you make a higher money flow? No, you see, so you have, here's a little money flow divergence on your 12 hour, right? So you got money flow making lower lows, right? But you got price action making higher highs. So there's a little bit of a divergence there. All right. There's another one. Let's take a look at ETH's 12-hour money flow. ETH. You don't really got it on the 12-hour on ETH. Actually, you do. All right. So here you got divergence here, right? In your money flow, okay? And from there you made higher high. So you got money flow divergence on ETH on your 12-hour. All right. So that's a big one. 16 hours, same thing. 16 hour, yeah, slightly the same thing on your 16 hour. 18 hour, same thing. 22 hour. Let's see. Yeah, 22 hour, same thing. Money flow divergence on your 22 hour. So, I mean, it looks like you're getting a little bit of a move up. Who knows? This could be a short squeeze. I'm short, right? I'm a pleb. I'm just a pleb. I don't know if you guys watch Eric Crown. He's calling for a big pump. You know, something. His stuff is pretty good. But essentially, I'm just going to be watching the shorter term time frames and seeing what happens here. You got some good volume on this. Now, here's the thing about this pump that just happened. All right, which leaves me even more cautious. Is, you know, you got vector candles, all of this downside now that they can come back down and take. So could you be making a little M pattern here, come, you know, or another head and shoulders or whatever, you know, come back down and take that and have that push you down, right? 15 minute, did you get a vector candle on your 15 minute? Yeah, you got a big 15 minute vector candle right here for them to come back down and take. That's something. Now, what do we know about reversals? Now, if this is going to be a pullback, is that this will end up coming down. What you got to look out for is this comes back down, right? Creates your W reversal pattern. Now, the thing about that is I think I've seen this today a couple times. All right, so here's your W, right? Breakdown. W, breakdown, right? So could we be getting that again? W, breakdown, right? Something like that. Something to think about. Okay. What else is good? How's money flow doing on our 15 minute? Money flow on the 15 minute looking toppy. Looking like it wants to come out split RSIs on your 15 minute. That could be a big dump. That could be a big dump. Your Stokes are at the top here on your 15 minute. This would be a great place to short, in my opinion. I don't like those RSIs there at all. Alright, let's check out our RSIs on our other time frames here. Alright, let's check it out. They're splitting up, I'll tell you that. Wait, I don't even see the purple RSI. Oh wait, no, it's because it's behind the red. Alright, on our 90 minute. Yeah, see, it's like that on the hourly too. They're really tight, which is a good sign. But see how they're pointed down? It's not a good sign either. Wow, it's a big gap. Makes sense, you're dumping. Yeah, looking like you're gonna come back down. That's the way it looks to me. Here, well, actually, this could have been your W reversal here on your 12 minutes. So, I mean, this would be the proof of your move here, right? This would be the deciding factor. Here's your W Come back down, well, too far. Come back down, test, W, test it right here, right? Back up to the upside, but you got this wick here. I don't like that wick. We don't like, we know it likes to take the wicks, right? So yeah. Let's see what Twitter's saying. What's the sentiment like? Let's see. Okay, here's Savvy. Well, see, this is stupid because Savvy's, they're all bears. Let's say bearish. See, they're all bears. That's stupid to even look at. Oh, Jordan. Bullish. The next motherfucker is going to melt faces and destroy the shorts. If you buy Bitcoin under 20K this year, I did. People are bragging. What is your most powerful trading strategy? Exit ETH immediately. You've been warned. Yeah, right. Okay, so I heard about this.
CPI number and the S&P is up 1.5%.
Well, buy Ethereum. That's when you buy Ethereum, right?
Oh, I think that's what it says in the Ethereum playbook. Yes, buy Ethereum. Buy anything. How about Dogecoin? Do you buy that?
No, but please, it's down 99% or something from when he was on Saturday Night Live. But I'll tell you, who's the real... But I would say that, look, Coinbase, look, it's a new day.
It is a new day.
It's a new day.
By the way, it is a day in which we got a non-hot CPI number and the S&P is up 1.5%.
Ooh, that's a top signal. Oh God, Richard Hart. Shout out to BitBoy. I don't know what he means. I love this chick. This chaotic of a full moon goes exact tonight at about 10 p.m. Eastern. Good luck sleeping at all, in my opinion. What is this? She's got some good calls, man. She's got some good calls. Annual crypto gathering. Full moon in Aquarius playlist. Interesting. She's calling for a pump. Oh, okay, so she's calling for... Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright, so see, the full moon today means the pump is likely a promising uptrend for the next 2 weeks. Caution. On the 16/17 bearish Astro for ETH those days. I mean, I read her stuff. I mean, you can't take trading, well, you can, but trading signals from astrological stuff. But then again, there are a couple people calling for a continuation of this pump. Alright. So, look. We're in a short. It's likely we'll get squeezed out, stopped out. There's not a doubt in my mind. I think that what's likely to happen here? I mean, oh, here you go. You took half the vector candle on the 12-minute. What are you forming here, though, on your 15-minute? What do you got? You got a little inverse head and shoulders. There you go, inverse head and shoulders. So, there you go. That could tell you everything you need to know about the continuation here. Alright? I mean, there are some bearish things popping up. I mean, granted, here you go. This would be the perfect way to get a short squeeze. Look at all the bearish signs, right? Bearish signs popping up everywhere. People go short. Yippee-ki-yay to the upside. And then the FOMO kicks in. The retail pops in. Gets you back to 28K. That could be a possibility. I'll remain in my short. $3 loss. What's the big deal? It's not a big deal. Alright? And then I can reevaluate see how high up we can go. I mean, who's to say? I'm not looking for longs though in this area, not at all. Not with a vector candle here on ETH that needs to get taken. All right, you took this one, you took that one, it's fine. But you do have another vector candle here, and guaranteed. I mean, if you go back in time, I mean, you gotta have vector candles on the 5 minute, like crazy. I mean, this is a crazy vector candle here. All right. Let's see. Let's just go back to the beginning of the pump, right? So, ETH, when did you pump? July 31st. Here's the big pump right here, right? We got past. There's 16K. Alright, so yeah. Let's go back even further. Let's go find a vector candle. Oh. This. Right here. You didn't take any of these, did you? Let's just mark these off and see if they got taken. Alright. On Mr. Ethereum. Because you got vectors for days down here. Alright, so let's mark this off in our chart. Let's just mark that up because they did not take these. This guy right here. Alright, so let's mark it like right there, right? Oh, I don't want that. I want this. Or you know what? I do want that. Let's mark you here. Alright. And this is on the 5 minute time frame. And look, all these people are sitting in. Let's say you're 100x long right here. Boom. Are you gonna tell me you're gonna let these people sit in profit? I can't imagine that. Alright, let's go back. Over here. This was the beginning, right? Yeah, like 1100. Yeah, look at this. You got vector candles all down in here that were probably never taken. Look at this. Some of these got taken on the 5 minute. Granted, this is the 5 minute, but still, like I noticed that on the 5 minute, vector candles tend to be taken. I mean, there's just a lot of them. So let's zoom out now. Look at all the vectors on the 5 minute time frame that have not been taken. You know? Like, you didn't take any of that one, or that one. Look at, like, this whole area has, like, 100x longs in there, which are up. How much? Well, let's say you long 100x here, right? 5,000%? Like, are you kidding me? Like, look at that. Let's say you took 10 bucks. Let's say your average, whatever, pleb, alright? $100. Thinking that he's getting a 5,000, right? % long. You telling me he's up $500,000? You know, on an ETH. There's no way you're gonna let that slide, right? 100, right, or whatever, and that times. I mean, okay, so like, you know, it might not be fair to even be on the 5 minute chart. I mean, for these, so let's pop over to the 3 minute chart and see if they got taken. You know, sometimes people set them and then they'll do a quick, like, you know, 5% stop loss, you know what I mean, and then it'll come back down, hit it, and then it goes, you know, a little wick down. That's fair enough. But these were explosive moves from ETH. Explosive moves from ETH. Right? So here's one on the 3 minute time frame. Like, if it's straight up, then you gotta really think about these things. You know? I mean, look at this uptrend. I mean, if you put in 100x long over here, I mean, what are these moves? These moves. All right, so they're fairly big moves, right? But let's say, you know, you see this coming up. I mean, you could be in a 50x, a 75x. You know, this whole range here. You know, 50% in that range-ish. You know, you long this, he's coming back down to take. Yeah. Look, you long this 3-minute blue vector candle, right? Huge volume, boom. Like, there's just no way that they're gonna let these people sit in profit. There's just no way. We'll find out. We'll find out on the next episode of trying to make a lot of money in crypto. Coin looking like it's making that left shoulder here. So do we get the pump on your 7-minute? Right? Let's see if I can draw this out on I know I sound like such a boring douche, but here. Is this it? This is head and shoulders. But yeah, it would be. Here's your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder. Alright? You got a little inverse head and shoulders here. But you got a yellow X popping up. Now, here's a good question. You got a yellow X on your 15-minute time frame. Means manipulation. So, let's come over here, right? Where are we? Market cipher A. Right? Manipulation. Yellow X is a bearish indicator and is intended to indicate high volume long covering that is rapidly bought up and sold short. This market condition also presents the possible opportunity for whole traders to exaggerate the condition by manipulating the rate of buyback, indicating a possible bottom or reversal to breakout traders. This in turn supplies local liquidity, and then the whales reverse positions, forcing the market lower. The yellow X is most reliable on the 1 hour and above time frames. Granted, okay, so it's on the 15-minute time frame, right? But you are getting yellow X on your 15-minute, and normally they bring you down. So here you had this one bring you down, this one bring you down, right? This one brought you down a little bit, okay? This one brought you down a little bit. So they tend to bring you down. Let's just say that, okay? So be mindful and cautious that these are bearish indicators, but we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Let's see if you're getting it on ETH too. I mean, you already got it on ETH. You got it before Bitcoin. Bitcoins. I mean, the pattern says pump. Market indicators. Well, you're getting a yellow. You're getting a red dot on your 15-minute as well. Money flow is getting a little deeper here. Momentum coming back down on your 7-minute. Alright. I mean, you can make an argument that you are printing, you know, your momentum waves are coming up here. You're making higher lows on your momentum waves for a pump. You can make that argument on your 5-minute at least. On your 3-minute, nothing to really speak of on your 3-minute. 1-minute money flow in the red coming up a little bit. Kind of looks like it's rounding out. That's too short of a time frame to really derive anything from. 12-minute though, it looks like you're deep in the red. It looks like you're coming down. I mean, this thing could easily just keep, you know, coming. right? 15 minute, you started to curve back up. Now you're curving back down. That's not a good sign. 30 minute, you're rounding off, right? 45 minute, you're coming down. 90 minute, you're coming down. Hourly doesn't look terrible, but you're level and you're not, posture to the upside. It's more indecision than anything else. But what else do we notice? No anchor waves. No real anchor wave. 2 hour actually looks decent, but your RSIs are pointed down. Momentum coming down. VWAP also curving down on your 2 hour. Alright. 4 hour. A lot of people look at that. 6 hour, 8 hour. VWAP's coming down. Get these yellow dots out of there. 10 hour. VWAP coming down. Look, nothing really changed on these higher time frames, but in general, when is the first yellow? So your 8 hours, your first red dot that you're getting. So it confirms when? 4 in the morning. Alright? So, if this continues to be bearish from now until 4 in the morning, I think that once this 8 hour yellow red dot confirms, right? That's not a good sign, especially with this bear div, right? Your Stokes are at the top, right? Did you make bearish divergence on your RSI? You made bearish divergence on your RSI. Alright, on your 8 hour. You made it on your 10 hour. Alright, you made it on your 12 hour. Did you make it on your 12 hour? Exaggerated. Alright, 22 hour. 22 hour, no bear div. Let's see if you made it on the daily. On the daily. On the daily, yeah. Bearish div on the daily. Pretty strong. Yeah, not a good sign. So, I mean, we will remain in our short. Could we get squeezed? It's possible. It's also possible that this thing comes down and then pops right back up. I mean, it's only one day, you know. Look at this uptrend. I mean, it did, you know. It looks like the beginning of ETH. But let's check out what ETH did. ETH's pump was crazy. ETH's pump was nuts. How we doing? Chilling. Looking like it wants to come down, but anything can happen at any given time. There's our stop loss right up there. Short squeeze. Boom. Let's go to the upside. Shorts are probably piling in at this moment. You know? I don't know how to check that, but whatever. How's our short? I mean, look. Should we take our profit? I mean, when you're up 100%, you should at least take some off the table, but I didn't throw in a ton of money either. Things are looking bearish. Things are looking fairly bearish. You know, everyone is excited. I mean, look at... Does that look like a top? You know? What did you get up to? Let's look at our Victor candles here. There you go. On the daily. You took this whole vector candle here. On the daily, you just took the whole thing, right? Now you got more vector candles here, although, see, on the daily for ETH, I mean, see how you came back up and you took a lot of this liquidity before you moved down, right? You never took this one, though. But I don't think ETH gets up here, you know what I mean? I think that this is like here's your the short of the year, you know? No, I remember this day. Yeah. It was a FOMC meeting or something like that. Yeah, that was the short of a lifetime there. You know? Which you probably are getting some closed out now, thinking that you're coming to the upper side. Yippee-ki-yay. Alright. Anyway, that's what I'm looking at. Generally bearish in this moment in time. You got everyone and their mother calling for a rally. Everyone and their mother calling for 28K and all this other stuff. You know, what's going on the S&P? I mean, or the Nasdaq at least, right? So on the Nasdaq, looks like you had a little fake out and you came back in. Well, if you can break back into this, it's going to be bearish tomorrow. Let's check out the futures. What's the futures looking like? Futures are green at the moment. That's a good sign for the overall markets. So futures are green, crypto is down. Interesting. Alright, let's check out the Dixie one more time. I mean, look, here's your 4 yellow X pattern, right, on Market Cipher, 1, 2, 3, 4 X's, right? So what do we see here on the 4 hour at least? Alright. You see, I mean, this could be an M. This could be an M. Or, yeah, it's more of an M, to be honest with you. In my opinion. Where's the futures here? Here's the futures. Futures are green at the moment. Where do we open? There's a daily open. Alright, futures could be turning red though. Looks like they want to turn red. Yeah. Looks like it wants to come back down. Well, here's a nice W reversal pattern here. That's on the 3 minute. Not looking too good on your futures. No. See, they took this vector candle here on the 15 minute. Looks like futures are about to go red, to be honest with you. Let's see those updates. What's the fear and greed at? 42. Yeah, you're still in fear though. I don't know if you're gonna get out of fear. Alright. Anything pumping? Anchor. Right, I heard about that. Anything dumping? Nothing dumping. Can I add a week to this as well? I got the week. Sell up 102. Anchor up 55 in the week. Dear Lord. This market looks overbought. Yeah. Look. 50, 60, 86, 60. Here's what you've done in a month. Alright? Here's what you've done in a month. Why wouldn't you get a pullback? You know? Who knows? Alright, so here's your inverse head and shoulders. Looking like it wants to play out. Now, yellow X means manipulation. Could mean manipulation to the upside. Getting a green dot on your 15 minute. Okay? Is money flow curving back up yet? It's not. Curving back up on your 7 minute. But you don't have, like, I just don't know. Watching closely. One thing is that the market makers could paint it this way, right? They paint it, get everybody long, and then dump, right? Why not? Paint the inverse head and shoulders for all your retail plebs. It's an inverse head and shoulders, look. Look, inverse head and shoulders. Right? Dump. Bullish patterns breaking to the downside. Extremely bearish. Extremely bearish. That's if you get the dump. We'll see. Could just go sideways too, by the way. Could go up, it could go down. You know? Anything could happen. I bet you sideways. Sideways wicks a lot of people out. They don't know whether they're long or short. They don't know whether they're long or short, right? So what else do we have going on here? I mean, essentially, though, if you want to be... This is a tight downtrend, man. Holy shnikes. You did get a lot of yellow X's here in your 5 minute. Whoa. You got a ton on your 7 minute. See? That could mean pump. Oh, I was about to say your yellow X didn't confirm. It did. Looks like you're getting that move down. Can't believe there's nobody here. Bitcoin, this is like pivotal. It's amazing. This could be the beginning of the end here. You know, $25,000, you know, top. You know, going back to lows. You know, let me give you an example here. Let's see. Let's say Ethereum goes back to $800. What do we make? That's pretty good. What happens if it goes to $400? $2,000. Alright, well, we'll see. It's kind of stupid to put that out there. As soon as I ever type that in, it usually pumps out. That's life. Yeah. Cool thing about that is if it starts to get even lower, you know, you can throw some extra money in there and whatnot. So, we'll see. Anyway, I'm bearish. Fairly bearish. Got a nice entry point here on ETH. Very high leverage, very low capital. Alright. So, right, 1.5 ETH. So whatever it loses. Alright. Let's see. You know, I would love to take $20 and make $1,000. That would be dope. That would be dope. That would help out a lot. That would help out a lot. So, yeah. It looks like we're getting that dump. Dumpy dump. When bullish patterns get bearish. And imagine you dump down, everyone thinks that whatever, and then you get that rally. We would be cautious. We would be cautious. There it goes. Dump action. Not good. What happened to the futures? Dixie mooning? Dixie is mooning. Dixie is mooning. What's up with Tether? Tether chilling. Alright. I might add to my short. Futures chilling at the moment, actually. Sideways action. Crypto is dumping. Interesting. Are we moving here? Yeah. Barely moving. We just got one little move down. Are you in a downtrend? You are. You are in a downtrend. In fact, macro downtrend. Macro. The trend is down. So, we will see. Ethereum. blood diamonds all over the place. Short signals on the 12 minute. Alright. Who knows? You could just get a move down here, you know? You could just get a move down here. A little retrace, 1830. It doesn't have to happen today. Who knows? But, yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on this. If I do, want to throw a little bit of money in here, at least I know, go 5x, 10x leverage. Nothing crazy. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if I get stopped out, or we'll turn $20 into 1,000. That would be dope, right? Ethereum though would have to go back to $800, or essentially it was 850. You sweep that low, you're gonna come back up. That could be a bottom right there. Think about it that way. All right, you're here, and you create a giant W pattern for your bottom. Come back down, sweep the lows, come back up, make a higher high, take that candle, right? Come back down, all right, and then you're off. That could be an option too. Although things are crazy in the macro, so who knows? But I think that when it gets down to about $1,000, right? Let's say it gets down to 1,050. I think that would be a good take profit zone. See, you make $1,000. Okay, that could be something. You spend $20 for an Ethereum. You buy one at $1,000. Who cares? You buy half of one or whatever. That wouldn't be too bad. We'll see. But looking pretty good at the moment. All right, guys, I'm out of here. It's 10 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. Did we call the top of the rally? Not me. I'm not the only one calling it. There's some other people calling it too. So, I know Savvy's calling it. I think Evan Aldo is calling it. Blockchain Backer didn't, though. He didn't. I don't know. Everyone's really bullish, and I really don't like the split RSIs here on your 2-day. That's just extremely ugly. That's not a good look. Not a good look at all. Your Stokes are your Stokes are still turned up though. They haven't crossed yet. So anything can happen. Anything can happen in the next 24 hours, but I don't think you have a lot more room to the upside here. Let's just say that. If you're looking at ETH, right here's your major resistance right here. After that, you don't have much until like 2,800. You got this right here, 23. And your 800 EMA on your 22-hour at least sits there. 23. There's no EMAs on the daily there. You got this EMA here. So 2,200. That would be the next spot. I would either go. You'd probably go short here, 21. Probably go short here, 23. But that's her say. So we'll see. You got all these little vector candles down here. They're sitting in major profit in a bear market. Let them come back down and take it. It looks like it's dumping quite a bit, actually. Yeah. Looking good on the short. But again, you haven't made a new low. So if anything, again, you can just hold this 1860 as support. All right, until until this box breaks. And this box here. If 1756 breaks, that's when I start to get uber bearish. Yeah, somewhere around here. You know, once this breaks, you know, you can start to get uber bearish. It'll get super uber bearish once we hit 1600. That's when I get super uber bearish. That's when you're gonna get the squeeze up, though. Watch, but we'll see. Looking toppy. Looking kind of toppy. All right, I'm out. Peace out, people.